have decided that this is the year that you're gonna lose the weight, that you're gonna get healthy. It's all about those tools for success. And I have to say, we are jazzed. We have never seen a more exciting Secure Soy Today special, because here's the thing, it's so much more than just Secure Soy at the best price ever. This is chock full of goodies, your oat bran, your oatmeal, your Choco Nuvo, your tea. So I promise we'll get to all the details, but remember, you just choose how many meals you would like and then choose your flavor. Although I will tell you, with the huge savings that you're doing, Andrew, everybody's doing the meal kits. They really are.
I would say almost 90% are 100, 200, or the 300 meal sizes. And mind you, it's really not fair to say 100, 200, or 300 meal, because you're also getting the oatmeal and oat bran, which are also meals. I just had oatmeal this morning. That's pretty much my typical breakfast is oatmeal or oat bran. I also dump in some flaxseed. I also usually dump in some blueberries and things like that. So it's a great meal, especially my oatmeal. My oat bran lowers cholesterol more than any other oatmeal or oat bran you could find anywhere in the world. There's nothing that even comes close, but that's the bonus here. The real key here is in terms of weight loss. And weight loss is something that our country, or weight gain is something that our country is struggling with. It's not necessarily a popular topic to talk about in terms of health. I think what often happens is companies that are talking about weight loss, they try to appeal to our vanity. Vanity is irrelevant here. What's relevant here is our health. That if we're smoking cigarettes, that's that's the only other thing we can do, stopping smoking, that would have more of an impact than achieving our ideal weight. In fact, your being obese or smoking has the same impact on healthcare costs, and we know how dramatically smoking drives up healthcare costs. So in our country, nothing will bankrupt our finances quicker, nothing will impact the cost of healthcare more than the rate of overweight and obesity we now have in this country, whether it's affecting hypertension, which is high blood pressure, whether it's affecting type 2 diabetes, whether it's affecting joint replacement because of the wear and tear in our joints. Overweight and obesity are undeniably the single greatest preventable or greatest opportunity for us to dramatically change our health care, the quality of our life and the length of our life. So when I'm talking about this, it's not about vanity, and it's about science. Because in terms of weight loss, the best science on weight loss, certainly the most affordable, because I think we can't afford a chef and a daily fitness trainer and things like that. But even when a meal replacement is compared to those kinds of programs, in most cases, a meal replacement does better. So a meal replacement is the most affordable, the most straightforward, the most reliable science in weight loss. Of course, we need to be responsible for our other meals, but if we replace 1 or 2 meals daily, and if the meal replacement we use results in a significant improvement in the caloric content, the caloric composition, then you're going to lose weight. All other things being equal, you will lose weight. And that's how Secure works. It is the lowest calorie meal replacement you can find. It contains the best source of protein for a meal replacement you can find. It's the richest in nutrition, has the most sophisticated composition of vitamins and minerals of any meal replacement. And really, most importantly, I could talk about the science for hours and hours. It's just the fact that it will be the best tasting. We make the greatest investment in flavor of any meal replacement out there. It is the richest in flavor. You could open the jars and you could tell the flavor without even tasting it, because the aroma is so strong from that flavor. So if you want to have an opportunity to lose weight, manage your weight, meal replacements are the most reliable science out there. I'll read the quotes from the clinical studies, from the medical research. And my meal replacement is simply taking the best of that science, adding to that the best flavors possible, and the result is a great opportunity.
Absolutely. And speaking of great opportunity, so remember, you choose how many meals you would like, and then you choose your flavors. So most of you are doing the meal kits, but we'll show you all the different choices. We have the 20 meal, 50 meals, or the 100 meal kit, 200 meal kit, or 300 meal kit. Now here's what's really interesting. On the 100 meal kit, 200 meal kit, and the 300 meal kit, remember, you choose your chocolate, your vanilla or your coffee, the savings are not only remarkable. I mean, as an example, on that 300 meal kit, it's really not even fair to call that a 300 meal kit, because remember, just as an example, on that 300 meal kit, you're getting 30 of the oatmeal, 30 of the oat bran, 30 of the teas, 20 of your Choco Nuvo,
so
the
you're getting
cookbook.
really another 110 meals or servings. So you're really getting 410.
Yeah.
And our Choco Nuvo, that's the 66%. It's dark chocolate, tastes like milk chocolate. Have a square of that after each meal or just after 2 meals. Your cholesterol will be going down 10, 15% or more. And that's just 28 calories per square. So, and our oatmeal, oat bran, as I said before, we know how powerful oatmeal and oat bran can be to our cholesterol level in terms of heart health. My oatmeal or oat bran multiplies, doesn't add a little bit, but multiplies the cholesterol lowering power of oatmeal or oat bran. So whether it's the 100, 200, or 300, they all come with unconditional money back guarantees. It's an opportunity to try these other products. Most importantly, a meal replacement. I'd say use the oatmeal and oat bran in the morning for breakfast. You could perhaps replace lunch. And because my meal replacement is the lowest calorie, typical meal replacements are 150, 200 calories or more. Mine was intentionally designed to be between 63 and 70 calories. In fact, the calories vary because the flavor is such a major component of the meal replacement that the flavor actually changes the caloric content in each of them. So that's why it tastes so rich, because the flavor component is so significant. But using a meal replacement is an opportunity to, as I say, to stay out of harm's way. It allows you to apply some structure. It's hard to be disciplined all the time. When a meal replacement provides that opportunity to replace a meal, and because mine is so low in calories, it could replace a dessert. It could replace a bag of chips. It could replace a candy bar because it's so low in calories, and also the levels of vitamins and minerals. This chart here, it really looks like a multivitamin.
That's what I
in
was gonna say.
we use the same quality of ingredients that are found in my multivitamins. We use our non-acidic vitamin C. We use our special protected B12, which is our methyl B12 that no one else in the world has, our special protected methyl B12. So when you look here from vitamin C, vitamin D3, it's 100 or 50%, 200% of B12 because of its role in fat-burning metabolism, energy metabolism. Also, calcium, magnesium, each meal replacement is like getting a capsule, a little more than a capsule of my calcium, magnesium intensive care. Same quality ingredients. So when you look at that, no other meal replacement can have those kinds and those quality of vitamins and minerals. So not only is it the best tasting, lowest in calories, most nutritious, easiest mixing, which I'll show in a moment, and I'll just go through some quick charts here. There really is nothing like it in the world of meal replacement. And in a second, I'll go through the charts on the science on meal replacement, that it is, when you look at all these large clinical studies on weight loss, yes, we know we need to consume fewer calories. Yes, we know we want to shift our caloric composition away from carbs and sugars, shifting it toward protein. I'm not someone who has a great fear of fats. I don't like the saturated fats, say, in meat and things like that, and dairy per se, but I'm more concerned about carb and sugar intake, so shifting toward protein, but really watching the intake of energy, because the intake of energy determines whether our body's going to store energy on our body fat, or whether our body's going to be forced to access the already stored energy on our body, which again is body fat. So just reading the chart here, only 63 to 70 calories.
That's crazy.
Again, that variation should underscore for you that my meal replacement, the flavor component is so enormous in terms of the creation of the product, that the 70 calorie is the coffee, the 63 calorie is the vanilla, and I think it's 67 calories is the chocolate. The vanilla is the most simple to do. That's why it's 63 calories. So it's fascinating how the composition underscores how important the flavor is. And there's no other meal replacement that you see that in.
No, it's almost like the flavor profile of your favorite fast food restaurant. And not to be disrespectful, but you think of that shake, right?
No, but you're not being disrespectful, because when I designed this, I looked at everyone's favorite shakes from those fast food restaurants. Mind you, there are flavor houses around the world. There are flavor houses in America. This is where you buy your flavors. So I can buy my flavors from the same place that your favorite shake is created from. So when I create my product, it's simply a question of whether I want to make that investment. And of course, the answer is yes. So if you take these, I'll mix them in water here, but if you take these and stick them in a blender just with a little bit of non-fat milk, stick it in a blender with ice cubes, you will swear that you are having your favorite fast food shake. And I'll read you reviews that talk about that. And that is because of the investment we make in flavor. You saw the investment we make in vitamins and minerals, the exact same exceptional quality of vitamins and mineral components that we've been using when we make vitamins for the last 38 years. So you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone more experienced in making vitamins and combining those in a meal replacement. And we've been making meal replacements for over 20 years. And this bears no resemblance to my first meal replacement. My first meal replacement, almost no investment in flavor, and it was over 200 calories. What did that mean? That if you added any fruit or yogurt or non-fat milk or things like that, it would be 500 calories. What good is that? Your meal was probably the same amount of calories. You replaced nothing. What we've done by lowering the caloric content is we gave you the flexibility to add your non-fat yogurt, add your non-fat milk, add maybe a handful of almonds, add some, as Muriel does, add some cashew butter or some pecan butter. It gives you the flexibility, some almond milk, some cashew milk. You could add all these things and you still have a meal replacement that's barely over 100 calories. So it gives you the absolute, the best part of all, it gives you absolute flexibility. So it's still exceptionally low in calories even when you add things. But as we continue here, and mind you, sorry, but before we go to the chart, and it was more of an issue. We saw these reviews, we still see them all the time, but we saw these reviews more about 5 or 6 years ago when our country was in the throes of a rather drastic economic crisis. And folks, our budgets weren't what they were before, and food is something that is very expensive. So we saw so many reviews that talked about the fact, and mind you, normally this product is about $1 or so a meal. And what we kept reading was that folks were using this as a way for their family to economize because this was less expensive than buying food and more nutritious than the food they would have bought anyhow. But it just gives you an opportunity to see that not only is this exceptional in terms of its nutrient content, in terms of our investment in flavor, but your typical meal replacement, even if you don't consider all the bonus items in the large size, say the 60 oatmeal and oat bran, the 20 Choco Nuvo, the 30 tea, even if you don't consider those, this is still just a little bit over 50 cents or 60 cents a meal. And mind you, it has the equivalent of a capsule of CalMag. It has 50 to 200% of the RDA of all vitamins and minerals. So it's a multivitamin, and it's also an incredible source of what the science says is the best protein for weight loss. We make versions of this that you could find at hsn.com. With whey protein, we make versions of this with marine collagen peptides, marine collagen protein. But in terms of weight loss, soy protein is head and shoulders in terms of the science ahead of all the other sources of protein. It's a complete protein, has all the essential amino acids, contains no cholesterol, no saturated fat. It's not something that you have to worry about in terms of any other health issues. It also has a wide body of science in terms of weight loss and other health benefits. So let's just go over the features quickly, and then I'll let Shannon go back over the offer because the offer's complicated. It's only complicated because we're giving you so many things.
True.
It's my fault for complicating
Too many freebies.
so I'm sorry. But here we go. 63 to 70 calories. Mixes quickly and easily, and I will show you that. I won't just mix one meal in a glass of water. I'll mix 3. And with 3 meals, literally 5, 10, 15 seconds stirring it, it's completely mixed. At home, we do all sorts of fun things with this, so we use the blender. But when I travel, it's just, I've literally mixed this with the back of my toothbrush or my finger.
Oh, wow.
In a glass, in a little hotel glass.
Oh, man.
So mixes quickly and easily, rich, delicious, and filling. And these are specific design goals we set. And as Shannon said, we used the flavor composition. We imitated the flavor composition of your favorite fast food shake or your favorite coffee shop shake. 7 grams non-soy GMO protein, low in sodium. Most meal replacements aren't. Low in fat. There's 0 trans fat, 0 saturated fat, 0 cholesterol. And that's because many of us trying to lose weight, it has implications for our cardiovascular health. So we don't want to be losing weight and putting ingredients in our body that are unhealthy for our heart. Less than 8 grams of carb, less than 30 carbohydrate calories. So those of you who are watching your carbohydrate, your sugar intake, many of us are experiencing those issues, this is going to be a perfect product. 100% of the RDA of vitamin C and D, 200% of B12, 50% of vitamin E,
man.
and it's natural vitamin E. I haven't seen a meal replacement other than mine with natural vitamin E. Unfortunately, and nothing with our B12. 50% of the RD of all other B vitamins, 50% of biotin. The typical multivitamin contains about 10% of biotin. We give 50%. That's the beauty vitamin. And then we have the equivalent of a capsule of our calcium magnesium intensive care. So there's really nothing like this that you're going to find in the realm of meal replacements. And when it comes to weight loss, and I know we all get jaded. We all have been trying to lose weight. It's something that as human beings we struggle with. As human beings, we were designed to be able to survive. And as human beings, we were surviving generations and generations ago in a world that was defined by its scarcity. We now live in a world in our society that's defined by its abundance. I could stand here right now and probably have any number of foods delivered here within 30 minutes to eat. We can all do that. We walk down the street, there are restaurants in every corner. The foods they really promote the most are the foods that are the worst for us, unfortunately. But we are all designed to eat more than we need because we were eating for a rainy day generations ago. We never knew when we might get that next meal. We were all designed to love the taste in our mouth of fat and sugar, sweet and fatty. Why? That's energy. That's survival. So we were all designed to choose those foods and enjoy those foods. And we designed Secure to emulate those foods, because those are the foods that give us that feeling of satisfaction. So we achieve that in Secure without giving you the caloric burden. So it gives you the satisfaction, but it also gives you the satisfaction of losing weight.
I'm telling you, you're going to forget how healthy these are, seriously, because they are that creamier and that good. Andrew actually alluded to the reviews, and I hope you take a moment to read those, because if restaurants got the same kind of reviews that he gets on a meal replacement, like a Wolfgang Puck would turn a cartwheel. Over 70% of those reviews are perfect 5-star, and that's on something that has not only helped you achieve those weight loss goals, but, you know, I think we've all been on diets where you lose the weight, but then what do? After you go off their little program or their little envelopes or their little shakes, that's when we gain the weight back. This is not a diet. You are the magic, but you have to have the right tools to succeed, and this is absolutely it. We wait for this once a year and once a year, but Andrew has never done it in this way. So remember, you choose the number of meals you would like. So we have your 20, your 50, and then we have the meal kits. Now the savings are significant, even if you choose to jump in with some of our introductory offers. On the 100 meal kit, you're saving, well, basically almost as much as you're spending. The 200 meal kit, remember with your meal kits, you're getting tea, you're getting Oat Bran, you're getting the ultimate oatmeal, you're getting a cookbook, you're getting your Choco Nouveau. On that 200 meal kit, remember again, you're saving pretty much, I mean, honestly, the savings are overwhelming the larger sizes as we get into the larger sizes, and almost 5 to 1 if you're really smart, because we wait for Andrew to do this and we've never seen it quite in this way. That 300 meal kit, holy smoke, that is a $280 savings. You're spending less than $200 today, and you're getting $300. It doesn't really quite tell the whole story, though.
Normal large size is 60.
Right.
So first of all, that large size is 5 times our normal large size.
Yes.
So, and just the savings when you consider all the other components, but even without the other components, you're basically saving about what you're spending.
Exactly.
So you're saving about 50%, but you're saving significantly more than that with all the other components. And all the other components are part of healthy eating, which is part of what we have to do. Using a meal replacement and finding a way to modify our diet slightly, so you're not only now going to get the benefits of the weight loss that comes from the meal replacement, replacing meals, but you also get the benefits of modifying those other meals. And that's what Oat Bran oatmeal is. Those little squares of chocolate, they don't just lower cholesterol, they're not just delicious. There's lots of science on how small, controlled portions of chocolate, these are just 28 calories, can help us avoid other issues like dessert, having a sweet tooth, and we read that all the time in the reviews. What I wanted to show quickly, and then I'll read the science on meal replacement, but just in terms of soy protein, we make a whey protein product. It's the best whey protein product, but it's just pure whey protein. It's not a meal replacement. But everyone knows that whey protein is the most efficient, the highest efficiency, highest PER protein. But if you look here at the protein digestibility corrected amino acid score, meaning, really this is the meaningfulness of the source of protein, that when you look at our soy protein isolate, it's identical in its rating to whey protein.
Oh, wow.
If you look at beef, if you look at soy on its own, if you look at pea protein, if you look at oat protein or whole wheat, so it just gives you a sense of the quality of the protein that we're delivering here. And everyone's asked me, you make this incredible whey protein. Why wouldn't you use that whey protein in Secure? Yes, we have a version of that for someone who might be allergic to soy or something like that. We even make a version with marine collagen protein. But in terms of weight loss, the first and best choice based on the science, the first and best choice is this quality soy protein isolate that we're using. And again, the reviews speak volumes. I don't emphasize the reviews. I can read them. I have reviews here that talk about 100, 150 pound, 50 pound, all these different weight loss. Using a meal replacement appropriately and correctly, you're going to achieve weight loss. What I think is the most important reviews, not what I think, are just the reviews that speak in terms of its flavor, its superiority, its ease of use. Because if it tastes great, if it's superior, if it's easy to use, you'll use it and it will deliver weight loss. A meal replacement that's 63 to 70 calories, it will deliver if you use it appropriately. And it's very easy to use appropriately.
Absolutely. One thing I do want to point out, on those meal kits, now overwhelmingly 5 to 1, we're selecting that 300 meal kit. On the 300 meal kit, and here's how it works, you can choose all chocolate if you're a chocolate fan, all vanilla if you're a vanilla fan, or you can do what I'm doing because, you know, variety is the spice of life. You can do 1 chocolate, 1 vanilla, 1 coffee. If you do the 200 meal kit, that means, again, you can do, you know, both vanilla, both chocolate, both coffee, or you could do 1 of each. And then, of course, on your 100 meal kit, you just choose whatever your favorite flavor is. But the real key here, the real beauty is dieting is hard. I think that's why the first 3 letters in the word are D-I-E. And sometimes it's not just losing the weight, it's getting the right tools to help you succeed. Not only to lose the weight, but to keep that weight off. And no kidding, if you already use and love this like I do, you know you're in for such a treat, especially with all the bonuses and the extras that Andrew is throwing in for you. But if you have been disappointed by others, this is something you absolutely have to try. I know Andrew is such a font of information and we always learn so much when he's here, but realistically, there is no other meal replacement like this in the world. And certainly with the kind of, you know, economics and the kind of savings that you're getting today, it's really hard to say no to this. Frankly, I prefer this to go into that vending machine. I prefer this to that Frapple whatever. I mean, and when you consider just the calorie deficit alone, because Andrew, that's one thing that you said that I think really kind of gave us that light bulb moment. If you just eliminate 1 meal, right, these calories, you're going to lose weight.
And typically that meal is going to be somewhere between 500 or over 1,000 calories. If you're using this meal replacement, even if you add some things to it and say it's 100 calories, you're saving 400 calories. And most folks are not replacing a 500-calorie meal. It's typically significantly more than that. So this is a way to keep us out of harm's way. And what I've found is the more we make positive decisions, the more positive decisions follow those positive decisions. So it's just as we develop good habits, those habits become good behaviors. And I was going to read some of the charts on meal replacements. And sometimes I'm almost uncomfortable discussing this product because I feel when I discuss this product, I'm painted with the same broad brush of all those other meal replacements people have tried that taste horrible, that are mealy and chalky, right, that are actually high in calories, that are actually high in things you want to avoid like sodium and sugar, that everyone watches this and assumes, oh, it's just another meal replacement. Here's this guy talking about something that's just like all the others. This is a product that I have personally formulated, that I have tasted probably over the years, not probably, over the years, I've tasted thousands of different versions of each one of these flavors. As we continually evolve the flavor, because I'm not just a scientist who thinks, if I give you the right numbers in terms of the science, the benefits come. No, I have to give you a product that will be easy to use and most importantly, delicious. And that's where we've really succeeded. What I was going to do quickly, before I go to the charts on meal replacement, I just wanted to mention we have a Second Today special we'll talk about at the end of this hour, and it's our energy and fat metabolism factors. It's a product that no matter what you're doing for weight loss, or say you're doing an exercise program, one of the biggest challenges we have is combating fatigue, having adequate energy, having all the nutritional tools necessary to burn body fat, to engage in that unique fat-burning metabolism. This is a product we've had for over 20 years.
Yeah.
It's just a special bonus we're adding to the Secured Today special, if you choose to get it, and it's at a lower price than it's ever been. Even when it was a Today special 15 years ago, it was more expensive than it is today.
Absolutely. I love that product.
And I think there's, if you just show the chart quickly, that you're saving the 400 capsule supply. Normally the large size is $360.
Whoa.
You're saving $70 on the large size, $25 on the small size. So even that large size will last you over a year. And it's basically a little more than a dime a day.
That is incredible.
And it's something, just if you're looking for the best product that's a combination of nutrients and botanicals to really support energy, to combat fatigue. I always say that CoQ10 is the foundation of all energy production, but this is a product, instead of those, whatever those 5-hour or 3-hour or 20-minute, those magic potions that deliver unhealthy hits of energy, this is designed to be the healthy, respectful version of those products. And also, because energy metabolism and fat metabolism are really sort of one and the same. When you're burning fat to produce energy. So they really are one and the same. So the best product for one really can be the best product for the other, and that's what we've done.
Absolutely. We've got so much information to share with you, but remember, if you want that 300 meal kit, you absolutely should choose to make your decision, especially if you want to do the variety, if you want to do one of the vanilla, one of the chocolate, one of the coffee. We have never seen savings like this, and I have to say, for those of us out there who love Andrew Lessman products, if you have not tried this, you truly are missing out, because they're creamy, they're yummy, they're delicious. The vanilla is like that, your favorite vanilla malt or vanilla shake. That Choco, the Choco Nouveau is included for free, but the coffee is better than like one of those, you know, Frapple whatevers.
Plus, I'm astounded. I don't order those.
Right.
But when I see someone ordering them when I'm at a coffee place, and you see those drinks can be $4, $5, $6. So, okay, let's start with our coffee.
Yeah.
And it's real coffee, by the way, so if you're sensitive to caffeine, you have to cross it off your list, because it's made with real coffee. So if you just add some ice, some non-fat yogurt or non-fat milk, mine will taste better. And even the cost of that non-fat yogurt and non-fat milk, because you're only adding a few ounces of it, what does it maybe make the cost, instead of, say, 60 cents, maybe $1?
Wow.
And maybe. And it's healthy, and it's low in sodium, and it's low in fat, and it's low in sugar, and it's low in carb. And it gives you all these vitamins and minerals, like literally like a multivitamin, multi-mineral. And it's 80% less expensive. Not 8%, 80% less expensive. So, but let's read a little bit about meal replacements. I think we all get jaded that we forget that even though we see them all over the place, if a meal replacement is done right, and a meal replacement is done in a fashion that you will use it, it has the strongest science in terms of successful and maintained weight loss that's available out there. So that's a very powerful statement. And I'll now read, and intentionally, we just pulled quotes. There's some articles that just have amazing quotes, one after another after another. What we've done is I try to pull quotes from the widest variety of publications, so you get a sense that this is not just one random study. This is all over the place, the science on meal replacements, and especially the science on meal replacements with soy protein isolate as the primary source of protein. But here we go. This is from the Journal of Nutrition, a very, very respected scientific journal. In most studies, meal replacements resulted in a greater weight loss than conventional diets. So conventional diets, which is where we go to lose weight,
sure,
in most studies, meal replacements did better. And that's saying meal replacements even did better than those diets when a professional nutritional support was incorporated into the program. So a meal replacement, when you're on your own with a meal replacement, you can still do better than using a diet with professional nutritional support.
Oh, wow.
That's a pretty powerful statement. So I hope it lets everybody know that the power is theirs. And I've always said this, there's no magic pills or magic bullets when it comes to weight loss. We are the magician. And there's so many people who have successfully pulled off that magic. It just requires a little consistency, a little effort. I'm going to write a blog post maybe next week or the week after. I've made some dietary changes because I guess as we get older, I used to have this immunity with my blood tests. They were always perfect blood tests. Over the last 5-10 years, they've slowly eroded. And I made some dietary changes over the last 5 weeks. My buddy, who's my doctor, didn't even want to test me again. He says, 5-6 weeks, not enough time. 5-6 weeks basically saw a dramatic change, and I'll discuss that. But we have the keys to the kingdom when it comes to how we eat and how we live. It's just whether we're going to use those keys. Meal replacement science is the most reliable science when it comes to achieving weight loss and sustained weight loss. Now, we'll continue on these charts, and I'll read some more research. But the effectiveness of the meal replacement program by a measure of nutritional adequacy thus is a sound, if not somewhat nutritionally protective, compared with the conventional weight loss program. What they're saying, especially with my product, because it's specifically designed to give you the nutrients and nutrition you need, it's more nutritionally sound than the diet program.
That's wild.
From Obesity Research, a scientific journal, a medical journal that specializes in overweight and obesity. Providing a structured meal plan with liquid meal replacements, that's what this is.
Right.
You mix it with liquid and it becomes a liquid meal replacement, is an effective treatment for obese subjects. Long-term maintenance of weight loss with meal replacements improves biomarkers of disease risk. So this respected journal didn't only say it was effective, but that the weight loss achieved also improved biomarkers of disease risk. And that weight loss, we all know if we lose weight, those biomarkers are things like lower blood pressure, those things are better blood sugar control. So these are the things that we seek to achieve. And weight loss, there is no greater threat, I said this before, and it's not an exaggeration. There's no greater threat to the economy of our country. It's not military spending, you know, the Affordable Care Act, people could talk about that, Obamacare. But the single greatest savings that we will experience as a country, if all we did, the composition of our body, the body composition we have today, if all we did is went back to the body composition of, say, the 1970s, so we went back 40 years in time and looked at our body composition then versus today, we would be saving hundreds of billions, not hundreds of millions, hundreds of billions of dollars annually in healthcare costs, probably hundreds of billions of dollars annually in lost time from work. There is no greater threat to our economy, no greater threat to our longevity, no greater threat to our health, no greater threat to our personal economy than our health as a result of overweight or obesity. Back pain, back problems, overweight and obesity, joint replacements, most of them, many of them, overweight and obesity, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, overweight and obesity. That some of these have independent causes, but the major contributing factor today in our society is overweight and obesity. It's unfortunate, but again, the best science on overcoming that is meal replacement science. And as we continue from yet another respected journal, the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, these findings support the hypothesis, and that's a proposal, that defined meal replacements can be used for successful long-term weight control and improvements in certain biomarkers of disease risk. So again, successful and long-term maintenance, and again, improvements in biomarkers of disease risk. Now, from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition, this study demonstrates that meal replacements are a viable strategy for weight reduction in diabetic patients, resulting in beneficial changes in measures of glycemic control. I'm sure we all know this. If you're suffering from type 2 diabetes, your doctor has already told you that if you want to have better blood sugar control, lose weight. If you're suffering from hypertension, if you want to have better blood pressure control, lose weight. It's the simplest statement to make. It's not a simple thing to accomplish, but the science is clear. Meal replacements make it easier, more reliable, and also more sustainable. So as we continue here from yet another independent medical journal, Nutrition Journal, meal replacement shakes have been studied extensively for both medical and public health efforts to combat obesity. Meal replacement shakes represent an important strategy in combating the worldwide epidemic of obesity due to their simplicity and convenience. Meal replacement simplifies the weight loss regimens by replacing 1 or 2 meals a day with a product of defined nutrient and calorie content. I mean, you would think in reading that, that was written by, if I had a marketing department, I don't, but it would be written by my marketing department and why you should be using this product. Because again, that's the basic fundamental science on meal replacement. What we do is simply make the best example of following that science. And again, to think of a product that's flavor-based, and Shannon said this before about a restaurant. It's hard to find a food, even an exceptional food, that has much more than a 3-star rating because we all have different tastes. What one person loves, another person hates. So it's really hard to achieve that. I tried to make these universal with chocolate, vanilla, and coffee, and using flavors that are universal, that don't have bitter components, that are rich in flavor. And at the risk of being too much flavor and too much sweet, I do that because we could always dial it back if we choose. You can't fix it if there's not enough. So what we've tried to do is make something that's more universally acceptable. And what we've achieved, as Shannon said before, to think that a 60+ calorie meal replacement has 70% 5-star rating, that when you look at the positive ratings, it starts approaching 90%. That's absolutely remarkable.
It is.
And initially when and you have to realize when I first introduced this, the reviews weren't great because we had to continue flavoring, adding and improving the flavor component and things like that. So initially when I introduced this, I thought they were very good, but the rating was either side of 3-star. And over the last decade, we've only continued to improve the rating because we've continued to invest in the flavor and improve the flavor.
Absolutely. You know, you're torturing me. You haven't mixed one of these yet.
Oh, I should do that. Then I want to just the science is so compelling because I think so many of us, we think it's hopeless, and all we can do is have this incredible level of discipline to change our diet, to be so restrictive and so disciplined. And again, in our society, if we understand that being at our ideal weight in terms of health, that's the keys to the kingdom.
For sure.
And being at our ideal weight is something that it just reduces the risk. Even people don't realize that cancer risk, overweight and obesity contribute to virtually every form of cancer risk. So being at our ideal weight is a wonderful thing to achieve. The frightening fact is that probably just a little over 20%, probably 1 in 4 people in this country are at their ideal weight. And in some states in America, over 40%, almost 1 in 2 people are not overweight. They're obese, which is a far more significant number. So it's something that I completely understand why we are overweight and obese. We were designed to be overweight and obese. We weren't designed to be thin in our society. We were designed to be overweight and obese because our genetics were designed for a world of scarcity. We live in a world of abundance. That's the problem. So I'm going to mix one now, and what I'm going to try to demonstrate, be very easy to demonstrate, is just how easily these mix. So even if you don't have an opportunity at home, we always use a blender because we'll tend to mix. My typical thing is vanilla. I'll mix in some frozen blueberries, some frozen strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, things like that, even frozen cherries, just a handful of those, and then just some water. I don't need to add ice because the frozen berries make it cold. So I do that. It's probably at most a 90 or 100 calorie shake. And it's incredible. So I'll grab the vanilla. Okay. And let me grab a scoop here.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is rather than just mixing one, protein powders.
Good.
What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to mix a couple of these, but I'm going to put 3 scoops in there.
Okay.
As you can see, here's another scoop.
You know what's so wonderful, too? When you go to your Amazing Factory facility.
Why don't I'm going to do something really crazy
What are
here.
you going to do?
I'm going to put, that's about 4.5 scoops. So the glass is almost half full of powder. I've never done this before. Let's see.
I'm a little nervous for you.
So how well would a powder have to mix? And we specifically arrange, these powders have all been transformed to make them super soluble. So whether it's the soy protein isolate, whether it's all the flavor components, whether it's the vitamin mineral components, we all, like our calcium magnesium, I say with my Cal Magnesium Intensive Care, super soluble forms of those relatively insoluble minerals. But that's the magic of this in terms of, so if I put, so now it's probably, I would say, about an equal amount of, yeah, I can see.
Yeah, it is.
An equal amount of powder.
You did good.
An equal amount of powder, an equal amount of water.
Oh, good Lord.
And this is where you'll understand that even if you're using a blender at home, it will be smooth and creamy. It will not be chunky and lumpy. And I remember I got a funny letter afterwards that I did this a while ago with 1 or 2 scoops, but I let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes while I kept talking. And someone was watching at home and said it was giving them anxiety because they know that if they mix their protein powder at home and they let it sit, it becomes like a solid mass. They can't ever drink it. So not the case here. I could let this sit here for 15, 20 minutes.
You're taking your sweet time, yeah.
So if we let it sit, but now I'll mix it and you'll see. And mind you, so remember, there's 4 meals in there.
Right.
I just want to make sure because some of it
water,
will stick.
no blender,
Yep.
nothing fancy.
Yep.
Oh, that looks decadent.
And it's all mixed. And how long is that? 10 seconds? It's all. But you have no idea the kind of investment in research and development that goes into making a product that I could put 4 meals probably in 6 or 8 ounces of water. It's designed to have 1 meal in 8 or 12 ounces. So we just put quadruple the quantity in about half the amount of liquid. And
unreal. That looks so good.
And when I drink this, there's no powder at all.
No.
So it's all completely soluble and creamy. So there's no powder. There's no powder in my mouth at all. I'm just salivating because it's so unbelievably rich in flavor. And again, I could talk about the science of meal replacements till I'm as blue in the face as this shirt. But the key to making this product successful and why it's gotten such exceptional reviews has really been the investment in flavor.
Absolutely, and that's really the key. See, that's the beauty. And all of this low in carb, low in sugar, gluten-free, high in protein, easy to mix, but creamy and yummy and delicious. Because, you know, the truth of the matter is no matter how good or how healthy something is for us, if it doesn't taste good, you're not gonna do it. And then you consider the kind of savings that Andrew is doing today. I mean, there's not a meal replacement in the world like it, but even if you compare this to a cup of coffee, you're spending more than 60 cents for a cup of coffee. And that's not even a fair analogy because remember on that 300 meal kit, which basically 5 to 1 of us are selecting that 300 meal kit. Now remember, you can choose your 20 or your 50 meal if you want to get into some of the introductory sizes. And then of course, choose your flavor of choice, the coffee, the vanilla, or the chocolate. I love all 3. That is why I am doing that 300 meal kit. And remember, the 300 meal kit doesn't tell the whole story because you're getting 20 of the Choco Nouveau, you're getting 30 of the Ultimate Oatmeal, 30 of the Ultimate Oat Bran, 30 of the green tea, and you're also getting the cookbook. You're actually saving more than you're spending. On that 300 meal kit, remember you could do all chocolate, all vanilla, or you could do one of all 3 if you would like. On that 200 meal kit, again, you're saving as much as you're spending. The savings basically get larger with the bigger sizes. On that 200 meal count, you're getting 12 of the tea, 10 of the Choco Nouveau, 14 of the oatmeal, 14 of the Ultimate Oat Bran, and then 12 of the green tea. And then on the 100 meal kit, of course, you would choose your favorite flavor of choice, and in which case you'll get 5 of the Choco Nouveau, 7 of the Ultimate Oatmeal, 7 Ultimate Oat Bran, and then 6 of the green tea variety, and then of course the cookbook as well. And I'm just so excited for you. I mean, we wait for this. This is once a year and once a year only, but Andrew has never done anything quite like this. And believe you me, I know it sounds crazy to think of a meal replacement that you will crave over that candy bar. Like last night I didn't sleep, which is one of the reasons I love energy and fat because I don't do coffee. But because I couldn't sleep, normally I'd do like a little late night snack. I did Secure Soy instead of having that ice cream or something that I really shouldn't have, and I felt satisfied.
And it's satisfied, it's filling, it satisfies your sweet tooth. What I'm going to do is, I haven't read any of the reviews. I'll read some reviews, and then we have some reviews also that talk in terms of weight loss. I usually don't read those, but we have reviews of folks who've lost over 100 pounds.
True.
If this is applied consistently and intelligently, as the clinical science says, meal replacements work. And they work not just to help you lose weight, but to sustain and maintain that weight loss. So just some of the reviews on the product itself, because not everybody, you should go to hsn.com, and to think that almost 90% of the reviews are positive, 70% are 5-star reviews for a 60-plus calorie meal replacement.
Incredible.
That's beyond unexpected.
True.
Given human nature and our differing taste buds. So as we go here, best meal replacement, great tasting, the best meal replacement drink I've ever had. And believe me, I've tried lots of them. Great for a quick breakfast or lunch on the go, or maybe just not that hungry but don't want to skip a meal. I plan to continue to use this product as part of my everyday diet, even after I lose the weight I want to lose.
For sure.
From Amy in Minnesota. absolutely the best tasting meal replacement I've ever tried. I will definitely be back for more. Thank you, Andrew Lessman and ProCaps Laboratories, from Anne-Marie. I would like Andrew to know that I have never tasted a meal replacement shake that is so delicious as Secure Vanilla. I'm a waitress and also have horses, so I'm very busy and skip meals. I drink Secure several times a day and feel good knowing I am getting a quality product that will provide nutrients too. I cannot stop drinking Secure. It is that good.
Yeah.
From Beth. Some like it hot. I have the chocolate flavored Secure and I love it. I drink it hot with soy milk. It's delicious. It takes the place of hot chocolate, which has loads of sugar and coffee. I'm just worried that I'm going to run out soon. From Sylvia in California. I have this in vanilla and liked it so much I ordered the coffee flavor. This stuff is incredible. It's delicious. I drink this in the morning because I never have time to make breakfast, but it also is great for curbing your appetite if you get an afternoon snack attack. If you like iced coffee, definitely order this flavor. This product is wonderful and well worth the price. Great value from Kat in DC. Delicious. I drank my first Coffee Secure this morning. Was so good I could hardly believe it. I'll be getting this on auto ship. Tasted great, mixed so easy. I love it. From Karen in Texas. I love Secure. It's the best I ever tasted. I'm going to have lap band surgery, and I'm going to tell my support group about Secure Complete Meal Replacement. I will continue to use Secure, especially the chocolate mixed with skim milk and one of raspberries. It is divine. And a number of folks who've had various bariatric surgery because this is so soluble, because it tastes so good, because it's so rich in nutrition. It's really something you should show your doctor. We know of so many people who are using it for that fashion. Finally, the right meal replacement. By the way, we don't add the capital letters or the exclamation points. Those are written by the folks writing the reviews. I ordered chocolate and coffee, and they are terrific. They taste like soft serve ice cream. They're designed to. I use them in the morning because I'm not one to eat breakfast. Sometimes I mix the two flavors for a mocha treat. These are just wonderful. I recommend them to everyone. I will be reordering them from now on. Unexpectedly good. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I love the taste and aroma of the Coffee Secure. I use it any time of the day as a replacement or as a drink with a light meal. It is very flavorful and delicious. I think that it's much better than coffee itself. What a find. We love it. I bought the chocolate and mix it with non-fat milk and water for me. I use it for those times in the day when I want to raid the fridge. My two kids love it for a snack. Delicious. I mix theirs with whole milk, ice, and blend in a blender. They like it better than those Frosties. I used to buy them at the fast food place. And again, you're looking at a meal replacement that, because it's so low in calories, you have complete flexibility. When you mix it with different things, whether it could be soy milk or almond milk, or you could mix it with, say, juice of any kind. You can mix it as we do at home. We just add water and frozen berries or frozen fruit. So whatever you might do, the chocolate you can mix with a frozen banana and just a little bit of water. Whatever you do, because it's so low in calories to start with, it still will end up being probably a lower calorie meal replacement than anything you could find. It is the lowest calorie meal replacement in the world. When you get it home, you will also agree that it's the best tasting. And the reviews speak volumes about that. Perhaps at the end of the next hour, we'll come back to this briefly. I'll read some of the reviews on weight loss. They go without saying. You could find them online, but this product, if used appropriately, it will deliver significant weight loss.
Well, and because it's so good, you feel like you're cheating. You will stick with it. So remember, you just choose how many meals you'd like. So the 20 or the 50, if you just want to do something introductory. I got the smaller sizes to travel, which is a wonderful way to go. $15 and $20 savings, respectively. The 100 meal kit, 200 meal kit, or the 300 meal kit. Remember, with our meal kits, you're getting Choco Nouveau, you're getting Ultimate Oat Bran, you're getting Ultimate Oatmeal, you're getting a cookbook, and the tea.
So they end up saying, so you're getting over 400 meals.
Yes.
So the savings is truly incredible. We do this once a year.
Yep.
We really don't feature Secure that much during the year. I hope that with hsn.com, I hope you find it online. But it's a product when it comes to weight loss. This is not my science. The science of meal replacement is the strongest and most reliable, the most simple, the easiest to achieve in terms of weight loss. So it's also the most affordable. Having a chef or meal replacements, getting those pre-made meals are incredibly expensive. Dollars a meal, several dollars a meal or more. This is about 60 cents a meal without even including all the bonus ingredients, another 100 bonus ingredients on the large size. So it's really affordable. It's rich in nutrition. It's absolutely delicious. And there's nothing that we could do collectively as a country than to achieve a better weight in terms of our health, in terms of our budgets. Unfortunately, overweight and obesity is something that will cost us drastically over the course of our lifetime and likely end up bankrupting our society unless we find a way out of it in the next coming decades.
Absolutely. And just as an aside, the savings in the shipping alone is significant.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because that large size, those 300 bottles cost, I think they were about 13 pounds. And then the oatmeal adds a few more pounds. So that large size, we're shipping almost 20 pounds to you. And of course, free shipping and handling on all sizes.
Absolutely. Okay, but of course, we've got two great today's specials today. Our next one is something that I've been waiting for over a decade for Andrew to do. And you know what's so interesting too, Andrew? There are a lot of people like me who aren't just using this for weight loss. I use this because of the hours that I keep, basically.
I think more people actually use this as an energy product than use it as a product to support their weight loss goals.
That's me.
I always talk about our CoQ10 as being the foundation for cellular energy production. But in terms of feeling energy, in terms of combating fatigue, I created this product as an alternative to all those other unhealthy things we do for short, mid energy. CoQ10 is really the product for long-term energy and long-term energy systems. But if you're going to be reaching for those less healthy things, then this is an opportunity to give your body the tools it needs to produce the energy that you require. It also gives you the tools you need because you might think, energy and fat, how could those possibly relate? Well, if you think about it, what is burning fat? Why does your body burn fat? Your body burns fat to make energy. Your body burns fat when you reduce your caloric intake, and it has to seek energy somewhere else. So it makes withdrawals from your energy savings account, which your energy savings account is the fat stored on your body. So burning of fat is energy metabolism. So this is a specialized version of an energy product that also provides key nutrients like carnitine. Carnitine is essential for fat-burning metabolism. We also provide other ingredients like vitamin C and lysine because that's necessary for a body to produce its own reserves of carnitine as well. But you can't actually burn a single molecule of fat in your body unless carnitine actually gloms onto that fat molecule and transports that fat molecule to the portion of the mitochondrion where that fat is going to be burned. So this product is designed to support and give you the tools necessary for fat-burning metabolism and energy metabolism. Also, athletes understand this, but if athletes want to get better at burning fat because it's a more higher octane fuel, they have to train to do that. When you decide to go on a diet and burn fat, you really have to train to do that. What this is intended and designed to do is to help jumpstart that fat-burning metabolism. And at the same time, there's no better product I make than energy and fat metabolism product like our Urgent Energy product that delivers the components that help combat fatigue, help combat stress, help us deal with stress on a physiologic level. So and today the pricing is unlike, in over 20 years of having this product, the pricing has never been close, and we've had this for over 20 plus years. This product is actually a marriage between a product we had called Fat Burning Factors and our Urgent Energy. This was the new product. It actually replaced the fat burning factor, and it's the combination of those two former products, and it's more affordable than either of them were originally as well.
I love this product.
Yep.
I really do. I mean, no kidding, because I'm someone who can't do caffeine, and it's catch-22. When you're reducing your calories, you run out of get up and go. For me, the hours that I keep, though, and the lack of sleep that I generally have when I'm here at HSN, this has truly been a godsend for me, and I don't know about you, but I was out. In fact, I was looking for this when I was on the treadmill last night. I'm like, where is my energy and fat? Well, if there's ever a day to try it or to hop on board or to just have it at the ready, I won't take it every day. I take it when I need it, which is why it's so amazing that we're doing these kind of savings. Because remember, even in the 20-odd years that Andrew has had this here at HSN, we have never seen these kind of savings. So you have the 60, the 180, and the 400. When I saw that $70 savings on that 400, wow.
Well, the funny reason why there's that savings is some of the raw materials in this are not something that we've been typically using because we haven't done a Today Special on this for a long time. So we had an opportunity to get those raw materials because of this special event. And that special savings is what everyone's getting to enjoy today on the energy and fat metabolism factors. If you're just looking, I mean, one of the most common complaints people have when they go to their doctor's office is their get up and go is gone, got up and went. And this is a product that's, there are all these like 5-hour energy, or I see
Lord.
folks drinking Red Bull or all sorts of things like that. That is not my preference for how someone should go about trying to support in a healthy fashion their energy metabolism, try to combat fatigue in a healthy fashion. And this product does so from both the standpoint of nutrients, full B complex at levels higher than a typical multivitamin, of course, and then also giving you the botanicals that have traditionally and historically been used to combat fatigue. And the reviews on this product have been phenomenal. So again, like all of my products at Customer Pick, this is a product where I think close to 90% of the reviews are positive reviews.
It is 4.3, over 1,200 reviews. And
Right.
to Andrew's point, you think of the things that we do for energy. You grab that coffee, you maybe grab that candy bar. I mean, things that, let's be fair, are not necessarily what we want to incorporate into our diet. To me, this is why this is that 1-2 punch with your Secure Soy Today's Special. I'm so thrilled that he did this. This price is unbelievable. Even when Andrew did this, 15 odd years ago as a Today's Special, we didn't see savings on this product even then. And it's one of those products, again, you hear about those Customer Pick and reviews that we really want to get it in your hot little hands, especially if you do struggle with fatigue like I do for so many reasons. Let's face it, between the kids and the job and the lack of sleep and the stress, there's so many things that are compromising the integrity of our sleep or just our general energy levels throughout the day. What I personally love most about this, because I am someone who cannot do caffeine, I'm very caffeine sensitive, although I can do the Coffee Secure Soy, interestingly enough, but I don't get those peaks and valleys. I don't get, those little spikes that you get with some of those other thingies out there.
This delivers caffeine-related alkaloids.
Right.
I'm someone who, the only time I'll do caffeine from coffee
Right.
is before I exercise.
Yes.
Otherwise, it doesn't feel comfortable for me. If I do
Right.
it before I go for a run or a bike ride, I'm good. This product, the caffeine-related alkaloids it contains from both green tea, and I could show everyone here.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a very complex, there's no additives, so we fit
Right.
a lot in a capsule.
True.
So you're getting carnitine, which is necessary for all fat-burning metabolism, moving the fat to the site where it gets burned. You get lysine and vitamin C, because those are also essential for our
Right.
body's own production of carnitine. You get the full B complex at levels higher than a typical multivitamin. You get our special protected methyl B12, and you also get levels of biotin that you wouldn't see in a typical product.
For sure.
And then the botanicals.
Oh, wow.
So you get green tea and guarana, and green tea and guarana are these sources of caffeine-related alkaloids that we specifically selected so that they're going to be mild. That's why you can enjoy the
Right.
product without discomfort.
Yes.
And then things like eleuthero, Panax ginseng, ashwagandha, rhodiola, these are separate ingredient products. These are products that typically are separate.
Right.
And they're all products that are called adaptogens. That adaptogens help us deal and adapt with the kind of stress that defines our world. And they've been typically and historically used, traditionally used, to combat fatigue.
Right.
So we give you the components that are necessary for energy production, necessary and related to fat metabolism, and also that have been traditionally and historically used to combat fatigue, because one of the most common things we experience is fatigue. And also one of the most common things we experience when we diet is fatigue.
It's true.
So again,
And that's when your resolve goes down too. When you find that you're tired, that's when
Exactly.
you find yourself reaching for that candy bar or something that you shouldn't.
when I'm energetic, I'm more disciplined.
Right.
Say I need to go exercise. If I'm feeling tired, I really don't feel like getting up and
true.
exercising. And I also find that when it comes to dietary discipline, making good decisions on what I put in my body, I make better decisions when I feel better.
It's true.
When
Absolutely
I'm
true.
fatigued, I don't make as good decisions, and I think that goes for everyone.
Absolutely. Well, if you're going to do it, I mean, today is the day. I actually ordered mine before I got on the air with Andrew because I was out, which I was, remorse over that when I was on the treadmill last night because I just did
I
not
think the
have the
lowest
zip.
price we've ever had, I think the 360 count for was
Yeah.
about 89.
Oh,
so
yes.
today we have a 400
right.
count, and it's significantly less.
Because
Yeah.
that's what I seem to remember is the price. So remember, the 60, the 180, or the 400, I'm actually doing two sizes. I got the 60 for travel. I know that sounds crazy. And then I got the 400 to have at home. I've been waiting for this, and chances are you have too. And seeing is believing. You will feel a definite benefit when you use this. So, if your fatigue level is keeping you from doing what you should, this is absolutely something to try.
And we'll be spending more airtime the rest of the day. We're only going to be on this evening.
Right, one more show.
This
And
evening
that's
at
it.
8 p.m. So, and we're spending more time talking about the Secure than we are energy and fat. So hopefully you could read about it online at hsn.com. And there you're going to really see the reviews, and I think it really would behoove you to read those reviews.
Certainly. And okay, we've got a lot to get to. We'll probably do an abbreviated airing of the. You look like you're ready. I like that. You're like in the sprinting, you know.
Yes, I'm ready to sprint over there.
I know. Well, hello, beautiful Muriel.
Hello, Shannon.
Good to see you.
How are you?
I am good. Well, of course, we are joined by the beautiful Muriel, who is not only responsible for that. What is that? The oat. What is the play on words?
The oat-standing cookbook.
Oat-standing cookbook.
Sounds like you're from Canada or maybe Minnesota, almost.
Yeah, I know. I know. I
Oat-standing.
should have been able to get that, eh? But what we're doing now is, of course, the famous cookbooks. And I am such a huge fan. You know, we were talking about how it's almost a side benefit to the Today's Special that they're so healthy for you.
Yeah.
And Muriel, that's really what your foods remind me of. You almost forget how good they are for you just because